That's
That's
soup
weird.
plate. That's soup plate.
It's a math.
Alright, so we are going to be solving with elimination still. So I've got the same 4 steps up here that we did yesterday, but I've got one extra piece on step 1. So let's go over here. We're going to solve with elimination. Negative 2x plus 15y equals negative 32. And 7x minus 5y equals 17. What was step 1 for yesterday? What did we need? What is it, Jared?
A negative and a positive of both numbers.
Yep. So we needed something exactly the same with negative and positive, right? Do we have that?
No.
No. So let me write this down so I can work with it a little bit more. So negative 2x plus 15y equals negative 32. Minus 7x minus 5y equals 17.
You said right
You are, yeah. Keith, you are right there, number 4. And we're just now starting on the lesson, so let me get you notes paper. Just now starting on the notes, need pencil. Would you put the extras in that jar back there?
Yeah.
Sure. Thanks. Alright.
That's great.
I'll let Keith sharpen his pencil first.
Do you know how many pencils there are in the
What?
Do you know? Okay, how many pencils can you make from a tree? Pencil thing. One pencil, I feel like you can make one. You know how big that thing is?
Well, let's be fair, we are actually just starting the lesson.
I don't know if that would be
But
a
you
good
can make
idea.
7. At least 7 pencils from one tree.
7 pencils from one tree.
At least.
That's stupid.
But I'm not wrong, so I bet you can make at least 7 pencils from one tree.
That reminds me, these people, like, because when I was still up, this is when I looked at the time, when it was 3, these people were, like, cutting down trees outside my house. What the heck? Like, go to bed. I'm not supposed to be outside.
Maybe they were beavers.
Beavers from the swamp. That's like a horror movie title, Beaver Swamp.
That sounds like a reality show.
Anyway, okay. So we are, if you guys just came in, our lesson is actually going to be kind of shorter today because it's basically what we did yesterday and the day before. So we are still going to use elimination. We just have an extra piece added on, but this piece won't be super difficult, I don't think. So yesterday when we did elimination and on Monday, we needed a positive and negative of the same variable, right? So on this problem, which I just rewrote bigger down here, we don't have a positive and negative of the same variable. I have a negative 2x and a 7x. I mean, I got a positive and a negative, but they're not the same number. I have a 15y and a negative 5y, which they're positive and negative, but they're not the same number, right? Well, what I'm going to do is I am going to make a positive and negative of the same number. So I'm going to pick one of these, and I'm going to try to pick an easy one. And we're going to make, let's pick this negative 5y right here, right? I want a negative 15y, because if I have negative 15y, that means the y's cancel out. What could I multiply by to make this negative 15?
By 3.
By 3, right? Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. If I had a negative 15 here, that means I could use my elimination because they would cancel out. So what I'm going to do for my step 1 is I'm going to multiply by 3 on this bottom one everywhere. I'm going to multiply by 3 everywhere. So my top row is going to stay the same. I'm not changing that one. It's going to stay as negative 2x plus 15y equals negative 32. The bottom row has changed now though, because I multiplied everything by 3. keep in mind, when you multiply one thing by 3, you have to multiply everything else by 3. So I can't just multiply by 3 on this 5y and call it good. I gotta multiply everywhere. So when I multiply by 3, I go 7x times 3 is 21x. And then I'm going to have minus 5y times 3 is 15y. And then it's going to equal 17 times 3 is 48. I don't know. Susie got Desmos. What's 17 times 3? 51. And we get 51. Alright, I multiplied by 3, right? Now I have a positive 15y and a negative 15y. Now I can do elimination just like normal. Now it's exactly the same as yesterday and Monday. I think we did this on Monday, didn't we? I don't know, doesn't matter. So that was step 1. Step 2 is add straight down. Negative 2x plus 21x is 19x. 15y plus negative 15y is eliminated. It's gone. I'm not even going to write it down. And then it's going to equal negative 32 plus 51 is... I don't feel like doing that in my head. But 19, as I suspected. Just kidding, I didn't know. Alright, and then that was step 2, add straight down. Step 3, solve for what's left. So if I'm going to solve for this, Keith starts off. What am I going to do to solve for this x right here? Did you hear me, Keith?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How do I get rid of this 19 from the x? What's the opposite?
Subtract.
If it was a plus, it would be, but what's in between the 19 and the x? Is it a plus, minus, multiply, or divide? Even though we're not writing it down.
Yes. Multiple.
There's a multiply, right? So what's the opposite of multiply?
Divide.
Divide. So we're going to divide by 19 on both sides. And we're going to get x equals 1. Okay. Now that we got x equals 1, we're going to do step 4, which is the annoying step. And that's where we plug it back in. So I'm going to take this 1, and Alex, you want to put it in the top or the bottom? Alright. And when I plug it back in, I'm going to plug it back into the originals. So I multiplied it by 3 and I got this, right? I'm not going to worry about that one anymore. I'm going to plug this x back in. Alex wants to plug it into the bottom one, so I'm going to plug it into this one right here. It doesn't matter. You get the same answer either way. So I'm plugging that in for x, because that's an x equals, right? So I'm going to go 7 times 1 minus 5y equals 17. And we just have to solve for y to get our second answer. So Allison, what's the first thing I should do?
What?
First thing I should do.
Okay, so first you should multiply 7 times 1.
And we get 7, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 7 minus 5y equals 17. Robert, what should I do next?
You subtract the 7. Right?
Yep. We're going to subtract 7. So remember, this one's a little sneaky because I do have to get rid of the 7 first.
Yeah, yeah.
But you got to be careful because the minus goes to this 5.
Yeah.
And the 7 has a plus in front even though we don't write it down. That's what we do. We're like, yeah, just remember it's a plus.
Yeah, get you. Can you believe that?
I have no idea what you just said. But sure.
Neither do I.
So, negative 5y equals 17 minus 7 is 10. Joycelyn, what's my last step?
You divide 5.
Don't forget your negative, but yeah. Divide by negative 5. And we're going to get y equals 10 divided by negative 5, negative 2. Susie, are we done?
No.
No, what do we have to do? Yeah, we got to make our parentheses. What's going to go first? And what is my x? 1. Which means negative 2 is the next one. Yep, nice job. Negative 1, negative 2. Or excuse me, positive 1, negative 2. So, today's stuff is almost exactly the same as yesterday's. The only difference is, this time around, we have to make a positive and negative of the same variable. So, and that's in step 1. After step 1, everything is the same. Alright, let's go ahead and look at this one. Make this a little bigger so it's easier to see. Alright, Dylan, do we have a positive and negative in the same variable?
Yeah. Or no.
No, we gotta make it right though. Alright, so the hardest part of step 1 now is figuring out which one we're gonna change. So I'm gonna put, there's a 1 in front of here, right?
Isn't it the top one? Oh, never mind. Okay.
What?
Never
Okay.
mind. Wait,
All right.
no. I'm right. Because don't you put times 2?
We will. So let's go through and look at this.
Oh,
Alright,
Alright.
on this problem, I have a 3p, right? Can I multiply 3 by something and get 2? Like something easy?
Yeah.
No. Can I multiply 2 by something and get 3?
No.
No. So there's a 1 in front of this q, right? Can I multiply 1 by something and get positive 2?
Yeah.
What do I multiply 1 by?
2.
So go through and you have to look at each one and say, well, what's the easiest way to get to the positive version of, or the negative version of whatever you want. So on this one, I can't really make a 3 a 2 or a 2 a 3, but I can make this 1 a 2 by multiplying by 2. So we're going to multiply by 2 everywhere. Alright, we're going to multiply by 2 everywhere, and only the top one is going to change when I multiply by 2. So I'm going to go 3 times 2 is 6, so I have 6p, plus 2q equals 14. On the bottom piece here, I have 2p minus 2q equals negative 6. And now we're back on step 2. So step 1 was get the same positive and negative. That's the only piece. So Dylan, when I add straight down, that's my step 2, right? What do I get when I add straight down?
Straight down you get.
What do I get?
Oh, they both cancel out.
Which one's cancel out?
2.
Yep, the q's, right? What do I have left after I cancel stuff out when I add straight down? Like what's this, what are p's?
8.
Yep.
8p, whatever, q, or no, the no q.
Yeah. Yeah, what's 14 plus negative 6? Kyle, what's the next step? Because we just did step 2, which is add straight down. Step 3, solve for what's left. How am I going to solve for it?
Are we keeping a decimal on this one?
It's 1.
Let them think for a minute.
So it's not 1.
Alright, what I can do, Kyle, to solve for p?
divide 8.
Yep, divide by 8. And we divide by 8, we get p equals 1. Alright, that was step 3, first part. Creighton, what's next?
Oh, what a.
72.
Yep. Which one do you want to put it in, the top one or the bottom one?
Top.
Alright, that's fine. Doesn't matter which one you put it in. So we're going to put p in here for, or we're going to put 1 in here for p in the top one. And then we got to go through and solve it. So we're going to go 3 times 1 plus 1q, we can put that 1 in there. And it's going to equal 7. We got to go through and solve it. Jared, what's the first thing I should do?
You do 3 times 1, which is 3.
So we're going to go 3 plus 1q equals 7. And you guys are doing pretty good. So I'll finish on. We got to get rid of this 3 out in front, right? And we're going to do that because it's a positive 3. We're going to minus 3 on both sides. And I'm going to get 1q equals 4. And I got to divide by 1. But Keith, if I divide by 1, does it really matter? No. So when I divide by 1, nothing really changes, and I just get 4. Alright, but we're not quite done. We have to go through and make our equation. And on this one, we don't have x and y, right? So I'm just going to go in alphabetical order. I'm going to put p first, and then q. When I make these, like on your proficiency quiz and stuff, you'll always have x and y, but your book likes them. which is kind of annoying. So, always go in alphabetical order, which is usually X and Y, but your book was weird on this one. That's what they did. Easy. All right. You guys are going to do one in-class problem, and then that'll be it probably. Unless we need to do another one or two, but I think you guys will be okay. So let's, on this in-class problem here, I want you to do step 1, and then we'll talk about it. Do step 1, and don't do step 2 or anything yet. Just do step 1, where you get the positive and negative of the same variable. And this one is a little sneakier. We'll see if you can get it. It's a little sneaky. Sneaky.
Wait, so how do you know where each one?
You gotta go through and look at each piece. Can you multiply 5 by something and get 3?
No.
No. How about 3 by something to get 5?
No.
No. Alright, what number is in front of this X?
1.
Oh.
Don't do 1 times 2.
Close. Well, this one's a little sneaky though. We'll talk about it.
I don't want to do it.
I didn't do it right,
Loki, can I use your headphones?
but, oh yeah, because 3 times 2 is not negative 5. So, try again.
Why this subtraction say?
Yeah, so it's gotta be multiply.
Yep. So it's okay. We'll go over it
Loki,
Yeah.
can I use your
after
headphones?
the lesson.
Is it 1? No, it's 2. You got me.
Alright, so let's go through. So we can't do 3 times anything or this 5 times anything, right? Can we do 2 times something to get 1?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, without doing fractions or decimals or anything. 2 times what is 1? It doesn't work, right? Okay, how about, can I go from 1 to 2?
Yeah.
What can I multiply that by?
2.
2, right? Alright. If I times by 2, I have to be a little bit careful though. When I times by 2, 1 times 2 is positive 2, right? If I multiply by positive 2, do I have a positive and negative?
Negative.
We have to multiply by negative 2. Because I want a positive and a negative. If I multiply by a regular 2, I have positive, positive. I don't want that. I want a negative. So I'm going to multiply by negative 2. So it's a little sneaky. It's a little sneaky. Because we had to multiply by negative 2.
1.
Yep. So we have 2x plus 3y equals 9. I multiply by negative 2. I get negative 2x. Let's see. 5y times negative 2 is negative 10y. So I'm going to go negative 10y. And it's going to equal 8 times negative 2 is negative 16. So this step 1 was a little sneaky.
Oh.
Sneaky. It's fun to say. Sneaky. And now that we've done step 1, now you can do the rest of the problem just like a normal elimination problem. So go through, solve, find x and y. Right? Yeah, x and y. And then we will go over it together, and then that'll be it. You guys do your activity.
Wait,
I thought this was.
no. It says exit.
Oh wait. Did we not do it in class? Oh. Never mind. We'll do the exit ticket together.
That's it. I can't do it.
That's okay. We'll do the exit ticket together.
That was
Sorry.
my honor to do most of your videos and type crusty and all.
Yeah.
Do we just do that like line and the plus thing?
Yep.
And go from there?
Yeah, because we just did step 1, so step 2 is the add straight down. Yeah. Alright, we'll do this exit ticket together. I guess I forgot to put an in class in there. My bad. Yeah, thank you, Susan.
No.
Wait, I can make one just for you even. Okay, back there, Dylan? out for a minute or something? Calm down for a second. Alright, yeah, so you're down. Now this one. You do 2 plus negative 2, and you have 0, right? If it's 0 of something, do you even have it? No. So we're not even going to write the x. They got eliminated. That's what I call elimination. So they're gone. But I keep going, and we're going to add the y's. 3 plus negative 10 will be negative 7. So you're going to have negative 7y right there.
I'm staying up all night doing planning and discussing.
I don't really know how a band can have conspiracy theories.
There's a lot of them. Okay, I have a question.
I
So
guess
let's
you
say
can-
you're in New York City, right?
Okay.
You celebrated your birthday.
Okay.
And then you decide that middle of the night you were going to fly all the way to Seattle to go see your friend. Would you do it? Mine, that is a 5-hour plane ride there at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Would you do it?
No.
Would you do it if it was your girlfriend?
I'm married.
Or your wife? Would you do it if it was for your wife?
She could wait.
Why would I not be?
She could wait.
Why would I not have my wife with me on my birthday?
Let's just say that she's too young.
No, let's not say that.
No, okay. So the
Make her
conspiracy,
look like a pedophile.
it's called the Seattle conspiracy theory, where she's gonna laugh at me because I have emotional breakdowns about this.
How is this like a beer?
Because
That's disgusting.
I feel like who would do that if they were just friends? I feel like they were dating. Because then the
Once
next
we're done going over
day,
this one. Keep
the
working on it.
guy's girlfriend woke up and he said that he was gone. And that he found out that he was in Seattle with his friend.
Maybe he was somewhat inebriated.
He's gay.
That's what he said too. That's why the girlfriend broke up. It's like, I think
Lucky.
he was cheating on me with someone else. Like, he didn't love me. He loved someone else. Like, I was a cover up. I'm like, you are.
You need to. I don't know.
No,
You
I
need to
have
stop
to
caring
know.
about these people so much. Alright, let's go over this one.
I don't care.
And then that'll be it.
I have nothing left. Just kidding.
Alright, so Allison,
Alright.
let's have see if your conspiracy theories help start us off.
Alright, so cancel out.
Wait, aren't you
2x.
recording this though?
I am.
I'm going to plus negative 2x equals 0. And then when you do 3y plus negative 10, that is negative 7y.
Yep. Negative 7y equals.
Equals negative 7.
Yep.
And then when you divide it, it equals positive 1.
Yep.
So y equals
Y equals 1.
Where's
Yep.
Rich?
Alright, so we just did step 2 and
Can I
step
do
3.
step 3?
We just did step 3.
What?
That
No,
was step 3
you
right here.
said step 2. I mean, whatever. Can I do the next one?
The last?
Yeah.
Fine.
Alright.
I don't
So
care.
I did the 2x plus.
Ellie, just do the whole thing.
Alright. I did 2x plus, 2x plus 3 times 1 equals 9.
So you plugged it back into the top one.
Yes.
Yeah, right there.
And that equals 3. Okay, so 2x plus 3 equals 9, and then 3 take away from 9 is 6, and then 2 divided by 6 is 3. See? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's get out of here. Just kidding.
Ellie, you were just talking about someone.
You're not
being
flying to
gay.
Seattle.
Well, at least I got my work done, and I said be here.
I don't think he's.
Did I mention
Alright,
that
that's
you
it.
wrote a song for him? Just kidding.
I don't want to know.
Now I question why Ruben wants to be in this class.
I don't know.
Ruben? You ain't done yet. It's gay?
Oh no, we're not done.
I know why
no,
Ruben
Susie,
wants to be in
what's our
this
final
class,
answer?
'cause he wants to get away from work.
Yeah, what's our final answer? What is it?
Watch Ruben watch it.
3-1. Yeah.
I'm literally, I'm
forgot.
not joking.
All those
I'm
conspiracy theories in my head. Threw me off.
I'm
Alright, that's it.
not
Nice job, guys.
Why is your